Welcome grade 12s to the human resource function. We have 6 human resource activities that we are going to look at in this video. The first one is recruitment. Now, recruitment is basically deciding how to hire. Alright, so the procedure is we must first come up with a job description. Job description basically outlines the duties and the responsibilities of the job. Then we must determine the job specification. Now, the job specification is all about the requirements employees must have for the job. It's very important that you understand the difference between the two. The job description is mainly focused on the job. What are the duties and responsibilities of the job? Whereas the job specification is focusing on the employee. What requirements does the employee need to have in order to apply for this job? So once we have the job description and the job specification, then we need to decide if we are going to recruit internally. If it's possible, it's better to hire someone who's already in the business. If it's not possible, then we can recruit externally, find someone from outside the business. Okay, so we just covered this. Internal recruitment means we hire someone who's already working for the business. What are the advantages of hiring someone who's already in the business? This person already understands the business and its ethos. Ethos just means the culture and the way things are done in the business. The second advantage of hiring someone within the business is that we have better information on this person. We know this person because they are already in the business. Disadvantages of hiring someone who already works for the business is that if we are just choosing from the people inside the business, then we've got fewer candidates to choose from. And that might be a disadvantage because we might not get the best person for the job. The second disadvantage is that, remember, this person is already in the business. So they're not going to come up with new ideas. They will just continue doing things the old way. So that is a second disadvantage. Now, external recruitment is just going to be the opposite of internal recruitment. Now, here we are hiring or we are recruiting someone from outside, so someone who doesn't work for the business. All right, so what are the advantages of that? We've got many people to choose from. Remember, there will be many people applying from outside, so there will be many people, many applicants, and that means there's a better chance of choosing the best candidate. Secondly, remember, this person is coming from outside, so they might bring new ideas into the business. That's the second advantage. Disadvantage is the new candidate will not understand. It will take time for them to understand the business and its ethos. So that's a disadvantage. Secondly, we do not have enough information on this new candidate because they are coming from outside. So that is the first step in the human resource function, is recruitment, followed by the selection. All right, now we've decided whether we're going to recruit internally or externally. We've got our CVs here. We need to decide the CVs that we have. How many of these applicants meet the job requirement? How many do not? That is basically what the selection step is all about. We receive our applications from candidates. Now, the most important step of this selection process is screening the applicants. Screening is basically taking the CVs that we have and then looking at who meet the job requirements and who does not. So if you meet the job requirements, we keep your CV. If you don't meet the job requirements, we throw your CV away. That is screening. We separate applicants who meet the job requirements from those that do not. So that's what screening is basically as. And then we can make a short list of those applicants that do meet the requirements. We shortlist them. We make a short list, and then we are going to interview them. And that is the third step, interviewing. So what is the purpose of an interview? We want to see if this person's personality and their skills will match the requirements of the job. That's why we interview candidates. But also remember the interview is also for the benefit of the candidates themselves. So the candidates can ask questions about the business. They can also ask about the salary and the work conditions. So also gives candidates an opportunity to ask questions. Now, we've interviewed the candidates. We know who we want. Now we must give them an employment contract. That's step 4, the employment contract. What details should be in this employment contract? Details about the employer, the business, and the employee, the worker, should be included in the employee contract. Work time, working hours, and such must be included. Leave, those details must be included in the employment contract. How employment can be terminated. Termination of employment should be included in the contract, whether it's resignation, retirement, and dismissal. Remember, resignation is when the person decides to leave the company themselves. Retirement is when the person leaves the company because they are older, they've reached the age of 65, and they need to retire. Dismissal is now when the person is fired from the company. So all these details should be included in the employment contract. The employment contract should also include appointment details and details about remuneration, salary or wages. Let's go to the next page. All right. Now, the type of employment, the type of contract, the employment contract should also be listed. Is this going to be a full-time contract? It's a full-time contract if a person is going to work for 40 hours or more. Or is it a part-time contract? It's a part-time contract if the person works for less than 35 hours. Yes, full-time contract. Let me go back to the full-time contract. It has to be 40 hours or more per week, right? Per week. If they work for less than 35 hours per week, then that's a part-time contract. It will be a fixed-term contract if the person will have a contract of 1 year or more. It could also be a seasonal contract if the contract will only be for certain times of the year, for example, in summer or in winter, then it will be a seasonal contract. So once we've decided the employment contract that we're going to give this employee, now we can place them in the job. All right, placement and induction. Let's start with placement. Placement is basically matching the employee's skills and abilities with the requirements of the job. Let's give a simple example. Let's say your school decides to hire a new teacher. Now, placing this teacher would be deciding which grades is this teacher going to teach, which specific subjects is this teacher going to teach. That would be placement. You want to match this teacher's skills and abilities with the requirements of the job. Okay, so the procedure is we need to outline the skills and competencies of the job, and then we can perform a psychometric test to see where the strengths and candidates where the strengths and weaknesses of the candidates are. So once we've done this, we can then match the employee to the job. So those are the 3 placement procedure steps. Outline the skills and competencies needed for the job. Perform the test, the psychometric test, to see the strengths and weaknesses before we place the candidate into the position that will match their strengths. Okay, now the next part is the induction. Remember, placement and induction, they go together. Induction, when you see this word induction, you must just think introduction. So this, we are now introducing this new employee to the business and to other employees, right? We want to induct or introduce the new employee to the business so that they understand the rules and procedures of the business. What will be the benefit of induction? If we introduce this new employee properly, they will settle in quickly. That will be the benefit, and they will become part of the team much quicker. All right, and also another advantage of induction is that uh, the employees will will quickly understand the ethos and the rules of the business. That's why induction is important. All right, now the last step would be the salary determination. We need to decide, are we going to pay this person a wage? If we are paying them weekly or daily, it will be a wage, or a salary if we are paying them monthly. The wage is usually for unskilled or semi-skilled labor. A salary is usually paid to skilled labor. Okay, so once we've decided how we're going to pay them, whether it's going to be a wage or a salary, we can then decide the method, the salary method. So the salary determination method, there are two salary determination methods. We can either use piecemeal work or we can use the time related work. Piecemeal means the person is going to be paid according to the service or the product they produced. So this is basically you are paid on commission. If you can sell this many items, then you'll be paid a commission on those items. That would be piecemeal work when you are paid according to how much you produce. Or the second salary determination method is the time related method, where you are paid according to how much time you spend at work. All right, so those are the two salary determination methods. So the business will have to decide which method to use. All right, the net salary is how much the employee will take home. So to get the net salary, you take your gross salary and you minus the deductions. All right, that's how the net salary is determined. The gross salary minus all deductions, things like tax and UIF and so forth. All right, also fringe benefits. The business must decide which fringe benefits they're going to pay this employee. Fringe benefits include things like medical aid, pension fund, a car allowance. Remember, these are extra remunerations that are added to the salary. What's the advantage of paying fringe benefits? Employees, the first advantage is that employees, if they get fringe benefits, they'll be more satisfied at work. All right, we all want benefits. So if you get more benefits, you love your job even more. The second advantage is that it will also attract the best employees to the business, right? Some people from outside will want to come into this business if the business pays good fringe benefits. The one disadvantage of paying fringe benefits is that you might have people that don't want to leave the company. They don't do their best, but they don't want to leave because they want to receive these fringe benefits. So they only stay in the business to receive the fringe benefits. Okay, so this is the end of the HR function. Thank you, grade 12s.